May I have your attention, please? This is what Mayor called it, a 3-minute warning. So if you will please either finish eating or go get some more food and some more dessert if you like, and we'll get started sharply at noon. Thank you. All right, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Mo Hyder. I'm the Regional Vice President for Elite Casino Resorts. On behalf of the entire Rhythm City team, it is my honor and privilege to welcome the mayor, our elected officials, members of the City Council, City Administrator Matson, and city staff. I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank Mayor Matson for his resilience, dedication, and unwavering service to the city of Davenport and our region. Mayor, we are grateful for your leadership, commitment, and many years you have devoted to public service. Thank you for that. And with that, and now it is my privilege to introduce Mike Harmon, who is the past president of the Rotary. Mike?
Thank you, Mo, and thank you, Mayor Matson, for allowing us to be here. Does anybody need cake? I didn't hardly get a piece, you know. It was delicious, by the way, and at Mr. Hyder's suggestion, I could eat it first, so that was all right. I like that idea. My name is Mike Harmon. I'm past president of the Rotary Club of Davenport, and just want to explain a little bit about who we are. Rotary is a service organization. Our motto is service above self. Our club, the Davenport Rotary Club, held its first meeting in November 11th of 1911. Now that date probably doesn't sound like a big deal, but believe it or not, when you've been around almost 114 years, that date became, you might know it as Veterans Day now. It was not then, but it is now. So I would like to take a moment to thank our veterans and our first responders, because as our motto is service above self, and our elected officials, you all put service of your community above self. So thank you. If you're looking for a good way to network, join a Rotary Club. It's all business leaders, owners, managers, and we encourage you to get involved. Rotary in the Quad Cities does a lot of things that you probably aren't aware of. We've been involved, not only our club, but all with the other clubs in the area to help build the Miracle Field, which if you haven't been there, it's over not far from here off of 53rd and Eastern. And that's a field made of rubber so that all our people with disabilities can come there and play baseball or even whatever sports they can muster up. It has no intrudence, if you will, no bases. They're painted on the rubber surface so that these players and athletes can participate in sports that the able-bodied people are able to play in the same park. So they're not in an excluded area. So that's one of our proudest moments, working with the city and Park and Recs to help complete that project. Thank you. We've done, obviously, among many local things, our Rotary Club gives away about $50,000 a year in scholarships, one scholarship to a senior in every Davenport high school. So West, Central, North, and Assumption each get one scholarship. Rotary, our club has given away almost $2 million worth of scholarships over the past 40 years. So we also have international projects, and right now we are working with the Bettendorf Rotary Club and hoping to build 3 water wells in Kenya. These families or these villages, it'll serve about 2,500 people each well. These people go by either donkey or by foot about 50 miles each way to get water, and I won't say fresh water, it's just to get water enough to sustain them and their families for a few days. So by completing these wells, we'll be able to transform lives of about 7,500 people and give them fresh drinking water, and it will help them to allow their children to attend schools and not have to go by donkey to get water. So we're real proud of that. With that said, if anyone is curious about joining a Rotary or wants to know more about it, there's a ton of fellow Rotarians in the room. I encourage you to talk to them, or I will invite you to the Davenport Rotary. We meet on Mondays at the River Center for lunch, and we have a guest speaker. So come as my guest if you'd like to learn more. With that said, please join me in introducing Chaplain Bob Shaw with the Davenport Police and Fire Department for our invocation.
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this special time of gathering in our wonderful city of Davenport. We place our city into your hands, seeking your guidance and peace. May your wisdom flow through our leaders, uniting hearts and minds for the common good as we pray. We come before you seeking peace in our streets. May your calming presence dispel the chaos and violence that disrupt our neighborhoods. We come before you seeking harmony and understanding among our neighbors. May your love bind us together, bringing down barriers and fostering compassion for one another. We come before you with hearts full of love and concern for our children. We ask for your divine protection to surround them, shielding them from harm and guiding their steps. We humbly seek your divine wisdom for our city leaders. Grant them clarity in decision-making, compassion for their citizens, and the courage to pursue justice and equity. May they be guided by your light, fostering unity and progress. We come before you with heavy hearts for the homeless and hungry. We ask for your divine provision and comfort to surround them. May they find shelter, nourishment, and hope. We lift up first responders, those brave souls who rush into danger to protect us. Grant them strength, courage, and wisdom in every situation they face. And may they feel our gratitude and support as they selflessly serve. In moments of weariness and despair, we seek your light to renew our spirits. Grant us the hope that rises like the dawn, filling our hearts with courage and strength. May we find peace in your presence and shape our hope with others. Share our hope with others. For blessed are you, Father, who gave us your perfect example of charity and the great commandment to love one another. Send your blessings down on this community, especially for those who so generously devote themselves to the service of others. When we are called on in times of need, may we faithfully serve you and our neighbor. Help us to be instruments of your light and shining hope to all corners of our city. In your holy name we pray. Amen. And I have the great honor now to welcome Tom Simmons from the Quad City chapter of the Disabled American Veterans to the stage. Tom?
Good afternoon. I am the commander of the local Disabled American Veterans Chapter, Tom Simmons, as I was introduced. It's nice to see you all here. Please rise for the posting of the colors by the Davenport Police Department. Post the colors. Are you going to do the singing? No. Go ahead.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and
That was Claire Royson and Ella Strader. I hope I got the names correct, from Central High School. Thank you. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. It is now my privilege and honor to introduce a friend of mine, a friend of Mike's, our friend, Vietnam veteran, fellow veteran, Bill Churchill.
Hello, everybody. I, too, would like to welcome everybody, and it's nice to see you all here. So thank you, Tom. I want to start right off the top by saying that I am very honored, once again, to have the opportunity at this event to introduce our Mayor of Davenport. This is my 4th time of doing this. So I don't know, maybe I've been asked because in hopes that someday I'll get it right, or maybe, because practice makes perfect, or maybe I'm doing okay. But whatever, either way, I truly appreciate the opportunity to introduce our mayor. In the past years, I've talked about Mike and his distinguished and decorated military career. I've highlighted his outstanding leadership skills and how fortunate we are to have a man with his experiences and background leading the way in the city of Davenport. I mentioned some of the very difficult events that he as mayor and the city council and city staff have had to deal with during his tenure as mayor. So this year, I don't have to go there. No, this year, I want to share his incredible commitment to serve. Service to our country, our community, and to our city. Mike served 20-plus years in the United States Army. Came home, started the JROTC program at Davenport Central High School, and led that program for 18 years. He's been chairman of the Rock Island Arsenal Defense Alliance, chairman of the Iowa Metro Coalition, member of the U.S. Trade Representative Ambassador Governor Advisory Committee, board member of Bi-State Regional Commission, Bi-State Transportation Policy Committee, Scott County Emergency Management Agency, Scott County Emergency Communication Commission. He served on the City Council for 12 years, and he has served as mayor of Davenport for 6 years. And these are just some of the ways Mike has served. I couldn't possibly list all the ways he's served. I don't have enough time for my allocation of introducing him here today. The list is far too long. So there is no doubt he is a man who has committed his life to helping and serving others. And we are so fortunate and so lucky that he chose Davenport, Iowa to do it. And oh, by the way, I wore my Good Day Sunshine tie today. Beatles? Anybody Beatles fan in here? Yep. I go back to those days. I wore it on purpose because it is a good day to be in the city of Davenport, a good time to be in the city of Davenport. And we have just the man to share why I say that and all the positive things that are happening in Davenport. It is my honor to introduce our leader, our mayor, and my friend, Mike Matson.
Whew. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Bill, Tom, Mr. Shaw, Mo. This is a special time to be in Davenport in the Quad Cities because there are so many wonderful things going on. And most all of you, if not every single one of you, is the reason for that. I get the privilege to stand before you today and talk about some of these things, but it's because of you that makes these happen. But first, we have to certainly thank people that made today happen. Ella and Claire, please stand again. Your rendition of the national anthem was pretty special. Thank you very much. Kim, Catherine, and Liz from the Quad City Symphony Orchestra, are you still here? Please stand and be recognized if you're not. We thank you. It's always a pleasure to have one of our great entities in the city of Davenport. There's many, but the Symphony Orchestra to help add a special touch to an event like this. So thank you very much. This doesn't happen with a lot of people working together to put this together. Again, I get the privilege of talking, but Mo, thank you and your team here at the Casino Rhythm City for your hospitality. You're always easy to work with, and we thank you very much. Appreciate that. And as you've heard me say before, there's a lot of people in the city of Davenport, but there's a special group for today and, quite frankly, a lot of days lately that helped me get through the day. But they put this together. So as I call your name, you're not. I know you've told me not to tell you to stand, but too bad. Denise, Hineka, Ellie McWilliams, Tegan Trees, Gio Hernandez, Tanya Castleman, Latrice Jones, Brian Cupp, Hannah Whitehurst. Please stand because you're the engine that makes this happen. A special thanks to Kevin Randall. I don't know if he's not here, but you're going to see some videos today. You're going to see some GIS things, and it's way above what I understand, but some presentations today on the screens, and he did that. So it's pretty special footage, and it'll bring kind of home some of the things we've been doing. So thank you to Mr. Randall. Davenport City Council, if you're here, and I know many are, please stand to be recognized. I know it's on your tables, but these folks take their time and give of service and a lot of stuff going on to debate, to discuss, to make Davenport a better place. So you see their names and you see the people. Please give them an outstanding applause. And I know there's other elected officials. I certainly see Gene and Mr. Vondern and others. Please stand and I'll call you out, but I don't want to miss anybody. So Mr. Vondern, State Rep, Gene Dixon from the Board of Supervisors, Ken Beck from the Board of Supervisors. Who else? Please stand if you're an elected official. My friend, Bob Gallagher, who I can't thank enough. Dylan, oh my goodness, great. So I appreciate all you do, but I got to say something special about the mayors. We get together a lot. We talk a lot. We're together, Mayor, you can yell at me, but 7, 8 times a month purposefully, at least, he says, okay. And we are purposeful in trying to work together to solve problems and have the Quad Cities be the best region. And you'll hear us talk about some of that, hear me talk about some of that later. But thank you, especially to my colleagues, both on the council and my mayor colleagues. And a special and shout out to all the folks that help them also. They don't do it without them by themselves, so there's a lot of people. And I see city administrators, I'll talk about ours, but I see Mahesh from the county. Thank you very much. And others from other cities, I apologize. Yep, of course, Decker. I don't mean to laugh, but he's everywhere. So thank you very much. He's usually up here doing stuff at events. So thank you, and I apologize. Did I miss anybody? I'm sorry. So the next group, as most people know, in any organization, you have a staff. You have a group of people that does the work. Again, I'm here, the council's setting policy, debating which way the city should go, same with the county or anybody else. But then there's a group that does the work day to day, and that's the city staff. But a special group who leads those are the city department head. So if you're a department head today, sitting here, please stand to be recognized. And I see... I see they all commingle back there except for Jeff. Wonderful. I see Jeff. Good to see you from the library. So thank you. And then we have some new leadership you're probably aware in City Hall and transition. As my transition carries on to the end of this year and other transitions happen, it's always good to have new eyes. It's always good to have new people. But we have a special top three today that I want to recognize that have come into the city, and some have been with the city a bit, and some have come into the city new, but are just doing a great job. So Mr. Matson, our city administrator, Sam Huff, our corporation counsel, who leads 4 other lawyers. That by itself is hard. And then Ms. Gerlach, who's our new CFO, been with the city for a long time. Please rise so we can recognize you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you, everyone in this room, but especially our city leadership. So you need an operational compass. You need something to focus on, no matter what organization you're in, where you belong, what you do, whether it's public, private, government, et cetera. You need something to guide you. And for the last many years in the city of Davenport, we've had our operational pillars. This is our compass. This is what we kind of try and focus on. Of course, we discuss a lot of other things, but we try, at least I do, and I think most people do, try and tie what we're doing back to these. So we're going to talk about these individually as I go forward and what some of the things we're doing. I don't have enough time to talk about all the things that relate to these pillars, but I'll try my best today to highlight some of those, and you'll see that. So thank you very much. So you're going to hear some things, some themes. And myself, the city council, a lot of folks are interested in a lot of stuff. But there's some priorities that we hear from citizens, we hear from other folks, we hear from business leaders, we hear from the community. But we have, arguably, of course, everything is an argument or a debate, the strongest financial position that the city's ever been in. It's stable, and I'm sitting here and have the privilege to talk about it, but it's not me saying it, and you'll hear in a little bit, it's other people saying it. We have significant investment in our street network. You've probably heard me say before, people used to say, Mike, fix the damn, I apologize, the media, but fix the damn streets, okay? Now I hear, quit fixing the streets, so many barricades I can't get around. I'll take that every day. We're going to keep doing it. You'll see the record investment that we're doing in streets network, and that's a priority of us. The public safety partnerships, again, can't do anything by ourselves. I am so proud, and you'll hear me talk about our law enforcement activities and some of the approaches and things on how we do business in law enforcement, and I'm so proud to be to be able to talk about that. And then, again, not me saying it, outside agencies, whether it's media or others, are talking about such a great place to live, whether it's Davenport, the Quad Cities, et cetera. I use Phil Knight's. Phil Knight was, developed Nike, and he used to say, all we got it for Oregon University. All he used to say was, we just got to get them here. That's the mantra that we kind of go with the organization. I see Dave over there visit. We just got to get them here. Whether you're people coming here in the military for the arsenal, they're like, I didn't know. I was going to the Rock Island Arsenal. I didn't know what it was like, but boy, do they like it when they get here. Same concept. You just got to get them here. Got to get them to Davenport. Got to get them to the Quad Cities, and boy, do they love it. So we'll start with fiscal vitality. The city is in a very strong financial position, and I'll talk about that. So again, using the rating agencies is one indicator of where we are. We have strong bond ratings. We go there every year. We went there recently. They were very appreciative. If you read what they said, their comments is what's important, and we are in a very strong position. One of them upgraded us to a very positive outlook versus stable outlook. The other one keeps it as a stable outlook. The Government Finance Officers Association awards, and you see this on your screen. This is a very rare thing. They call it the Triple Crown. Very few cities anywhere in the nation are able to achieve this. But our city, Davenport, a credit to Basha and her team and our financial folks and our previous folks, whether it was Mallory Merritt or anybody else has been involved. Some of these awards, we've got them periodically, but now we got the Triple Crown. And this by itself should indicate to you that we take serious what we do with your money and how we manage it. And it's, again, not us saying it, outside agencies saying, and I want to applaud our financial folks for the Triple Crown. Everybody asks me all the time, where's the budget? What's it balanced? It's a balanced budget. The tax rate is stable. I know we have discussions on what's tax rate mean, what's the levy mean, what's the rate mean. We're not trying to raise your taxes. We're trying to keep it stable, and we do. You can see the numbers up there. We're responsive to what the council's interested in. We're responsible and responsive to what the citizens, based on the community survey and talking with others, are interested in. So that's a lot of numbers up on the screens. You can see them. But it's priority driven based on what the citizens say to us. So it keeps a reserve, and I know there's a lot of discussion in the state and nation about where money goes and how, should you have a lot in reserves? I think you should, right? That's what the bond agencies look at. If you don't have a lot in reserve, they're concerned about that. If things come up, and we've had things come up, can we financially handle those situations? We can, and they say we can, and the rating agencies say we can, so we invest in that. You'll see a lot of conversation about investment in streets here in a moment. So our budget is strong. For the citizens and for the people that participate in the survey, for the people that tell their older folks what they're interested in, for the people that call me, for the people that get in and come to city council, whatever you do, whatever your avenue is for communication, thank you, because that means a lot. And based on what you're telling us, then when we have those discussions, that's what we discuss and debate and argue, quite frankly, about where the money should go. And our staff hears it, the city council sets the priorities, and that's what we do. And then from the community survey, they tell us what's good, what needs to work on. Some of those you can see on the screen. Top-rated services, fire and paramedic, nice. Library, Jeff. Garbage and recycle collection, mine gets picked up all the time. If not, call us, we'll help you. Community priorities, I keep hearing streets, I keep hearing quality of neighborhoods, police, economic development. You're gonna see we're doing a lot of that. Got to continue to improve, got to continue to work on these things, but we are hearing you and we're working on those. And I think the investment and some of the initiatives or approaches that we're using are resulting in good things. So, yep. So here's a video. We're going to talk about some things in economic development. You can watch the video. I'll talk a little bit. Almost, and there's a lot of people in this room that help with this, almost $1 billion, billion dollars of investment, private investment in the north part of our city. Almost 100% occupied. That means we have to think about, take this model and move it somewhere else. You'll hear me talk about that here in a second, all right? Thousands of jobs because of this. It used to be all the time, we need more jobs. We have jobs. We have quality jobs. And the investment that our private industry, whether they came from somewhere else, which is in the case of the north, we'll see, I'll talk about many of those here in a minute, they decided Davenport's the place to be. They decided the Quad Cities is the place to be, and they've looked in a lot of things, a lot of places around the nation, quite frankly. And they decided this is where I want to invest. And almost $1 billion of investment in the last few years. You know the names, they're pretty popular. Some have been there a few years, some have come in, people said to me, I don't know if they'll grow, I don't know if they'll get the jobs, but they've doubled the jobs, they've tripled the jobs. And thanks to all of you to help with that. Big wins. I talk about this a lot, but I'm going to talk, and I've talked about it a little bit before, but now it's happening. It's actually there. Fair Oaks Foods, who looked at 125 locations around the nation and selected Davenport from Wisconsin. It paused a little bit. People are like, oh, it's not going to happen. It's happening. They're building, and it's under construction. Creative process, I think your screen says 127. I say 125. Bunch of new jobs. $134 million of investment, and they picked Davenport because of the thought process and vision of previous city councils, the GDRC, there's people in this room that were part of that, all had a vision to help grow, and you'll hear me talk about, set the table so these things can happen, so they can show up when they come to Davenport or they come to the Quad Cities and say, I'm thinking of investing here. Is it ready? Do you have the infrastructure? Are you preparing to have the infrastructure? Do you have the workforce, etc.? We do, and it's being validated by the investment and the companies that are coming. You've probably seen there was a lot of discussion about Amazon when it came here. Mike, I don't know, they're going to have the jobs. I don't know about this. They've quadrupled their job. I shouldn't say that. They've doubled their jobs. They're expanding their facility. Huge investment. And then there's a quote that I love from an executive at Amazon. And I have to read this so I get it right. It made a ton of sense to invest in Davenport. The city, elected officials, planning and zoning committees have all been supportive. The workforce was strong, and the company was able to reach its hiring numbers in Davenport. You can say what you want about executives or whoever, but that's someone that they looked a lot of places, and then, should I invest? Should we build? Will it happen? Will we fill the jobs? Yes, we will. People said, I don't know if you're going to get 1,000 jobs. We're at 2,100 jobs now. I don't know if you're going to be able to expand. They're expanding. We can debate all night long if we should do this or not do this or help do this, but there is no debate if the jobs that are created, the investment that's created, the conversation that spreads in the nation between businesses and corporations to tell people about Davenport, to tell people about Iowa, to tell people about the Quad Cities, that the environment is strong and it's a place to do business. Then we got to take that another step. And you've heard me talk about preparing to do that. So you can call it what it wants. We're talking about West Locust Business Park, 280, follow Locust, wherever you want to say. So taking that model that we used in the north and that investment and that validation that the model works, and we create or set, you keep hearing me say, set the table so business, when they are interested in coming, is ready to go. That's what the city council, that's what the staff, that's what a lot of people have told us to do, and we're doing it. So we're putting in sewers. People don't talk about sewers a lot, but if you don't have a sewer and a business wants to come here and put a big building and a big corporation, and they can't use their sewer, they might not come. So we're doing that. So that's the strategy. It's a purposeful development strategy. Now we're going west. And for people who said the north, that's close to another community and it's another school district, the west is Davenport. And we're taking that model and moving it, and I pray whoever continues, whether it's my position or city council in the future or staff in the future or whatever, that you keep this model going. It's worked. There's validation. And please continue to grow, continue to work with all the partners in this room and everywhere else to manufacture the setting of the table, so to speak. So sustainable infrastructure. This is probably the one, at least me, and I think some of my colleagues hear a lot about my roads, and you get the person, the pothole or whatever. So sustainable infrastructure, whether it's bridges, if you've been on Brady, or now you're on Harrison, and you're crossing Duck Creek, there's some purposeful infrastructure going on bridges. But streets is usually the common denominator that we talk about, right? So the first one, there's a video and you're seeing it, the Duck Creek Sewer Interceptor, ARPA funded, okay? New sewer pipe. This adds to going out west, right? Setting the table. You probably don't see it. You're along the bike trail. You're around the creek. There's some stuff going on, but what are they doing? We are putting sewer in to set that table. You can see it. A lot of people have talked to me. I know some of my colleagues on the city council, they talk, what are you doing? You're messing up the area by the bike trail, you're doing. But this will do so much for the future just by putting the sewer in so it can go west. 5 miles of new sewer from Hickory Grove to I-280. Should be done by the end of 26. I said should. So we'll see. And bike path should be done within a month. The disruption in the bike path, month or two, that should be taken care of so the bike path's fast running. So, yep. Flood mitigation I talk about a lot. H.R. Green, I know you're sitting over there on the table. I am so happy to see you when I see you, right? the help that they have provided on our flood mitigation. Many years, you probably heard my little speeches before. My dad used to talk about the 65 flood, and then we'd kick the can down the road, but previous city councils, and when I became mayor, we made it a purposeful intent that we're not gonna just keep pushing it down. We're gonna do something with flood mitigation. So we did. We invested. We have a flood mitigation program and a process, and it's phased, and we're doing the underground because a lot of flood issues go underground. We have the Riverside, we have others, and we gotta get some funding, which I applaud our state folks. I apologize I didn't see you. So I saw Penny from Senator Grassley's office. I saw Michelle from Senator Ernst's office. I saw John from Representative Miller-Meek's office. Thank you so much for your assistance. Thank you with the Department of Transportation. Thank you with the Federal Highway Association. All of these federal agencies don't hand in money just for the hell of it. They give money to enter cities and organizations that have developed plans and have things in place and used other folks to help guide that to get money to do some of these projects. So River and Marquette, Third and Tremont, Black Hawk and Walnut Creek, et cetera, all for flood mitigation to help keep River Drive open in the future. Big focus on street. We hear you. We've been here. I've heard you for a long time. We continue here. We'll probably hear it forever, right? Because that just, you do. Anybody who's in city government understands streets, or understands that people aren't happy with streets, or understands that streets should be the thing we talk about. So almost 29 million just that have been approved by the city council for FY26. That's a pretty big number. A record investment in the last many years, doubling last year into streets. So when people say fix the streets, we're fixing the streets, we're providing funding, we're doing the work, and yes, there'll be barricades, and yes, you'll have to go around stuff, but we hear you, and we used to, the city councils, we used to not do a lot of neighborhood streets, but previous city councils, this city council said neighborhood streets are priority. So high volume roads, we all know those. Yes, they get attention. Yes, the state helps with them because they're state roads, but our neighborhood streets, our trails, our other parts are getting the attention they deserve now, and it's being again validated by the budget that the city council's putting together with the staff to put funding in these. We've heard you, we're working on it, we'll continue to work on it, and I encourage the next group of elected folks as they come in, keep your eye on the ball here in streets. So many projects. I told you you're going to be unhappy, or you're going to not like all the barricades, or you're not going to like all the fixing, but that's the point. Right? We're doing it. So 53rd and Elmore, I get calls on that. East Locust Bridge, Christie Bridge Avenue resurfacing, Grand Avenue resurfacing, 25 neighborhood streets just in this next budget. Again, we used to not do neighborhood streets a few years ago. Now we're having a big push to work on neighborhood streets. And yes, it's a debate. Yes, it's a challenge because a lot of people want their neighborhood streets fixed or adjusted or resurfaced or full depth patched. There's many ways to do streets, but there's a sincere effort by the current city council and staff to tackle this, and this gets a lot of attention, so we hear you and we're giving that attention. So another video. So some of the streets we're talking about, here's one. And again, credit to Mr. Randall for the videos that he got, but technology, drones, all these things we have. Big transformation leading from the west to the east. Resurfacing of 3rd is ongoing. 4th, the conversion is happening. $14 million investment. 3rd Street, if you've been on it, you see that. Again, committed to streets and improvements going forward. Trail systems. I do get a fair amount of conversation about trail systems. We like the trail systems. People think we have a good trail system, but we need to improve the trail system, create better trail systems, connect them, improve them, et cetera. And times we have the trail systems, but they don't necessarily connect to each other. So there's been a concerted effort, again, by the staff and city council to hear that and then connect. And the previous few city councils have done a lot of work there, and I know the current one is thinking about that. So a 25-mile system expanding for walking and biking right now. We're taking the West Loop from Emice Park to Locust in Wisconsin, Veterans Memorial Trail, connecting Veterans Memorial Parkway to Goose Creek, which has been a big discussion, and the Goose Creek Trail. When I was an alderman back in the day, this was a discussion, so we're working on that, and I applaud all the alder folks that have been in there since to keep their eye on the ball on this. This has been an important connection that we put through too. So trail systems we don't talk a lot about publicly, but a lot of people talk to us about it, and this is another thing that is important to all of us, and we're putting a big emphasis into how to do that. Welcoming neighborhoods. So there's a lot of things going on in Emice and other places, so we'll talk a little bit about that as we build welcoming neighborhoods, right? Emice Golf Club House. So many years back, they're like, is the golf going to stay? Is it going? Are we losing people? It's actually not. It's changing. We're gaining folks in golf, especially in our First Tee program with our young folks. The fundraising is underway. It's been rescheduled. The fundraiser's been rescheduled, and I think that's a thing on your program, right? Okay, Denise is telling me, please say that. Yep, that it's September 5th for that fundraiser. It adds a First Tee classroom. My kids took First Tee. A lot of people I've talked to, their kids take First Tee. It's just another event, another thing for kids to do. So we're kind of intentional in making sure that we have that. Davenport's 3 golf courses are now all self-sufficient. Previous years, that used to not be the case. That is the case now because golf's grown and there's been an interest because they were worried about golf. We got to get involved, and so we've done that. So we're putting some emphasis in the West Emice golf course. Playground. So for some of you who remember a few years ago, a lot of conversation about inclusive places. Thank you, Mr. Hammond, and the work the Rotary did with the baseball field. But a lot of discussion about finding a way, and if you haven't been to Vanderveer, and I know probably most of you have, Gabe's Play Place, all-inclusive at Vanderveer, is historic for this community to welcome all folks, all kids, everyone to have a safe environment to play. It was such a success, we have to have another one. We probably have to have another one after that. We probably have to keep doing it. And again, I'd encourage people to have this thought to keep going. So at Emice, we're having another inclusive playground put in. It is the last of our ARPA playground projects. So there has to be good conversation as you move forward the next year and year after that. This is a thing that works. This is a thing that people want. And we had 1, now we have 2, we probably need 10, right? So, but as usual, funding. So I'd encourage anybody who is moving into the elected role future, this is one I'd ask you to keep your eye on and make sure we keep doing it. Yep. Other parks. So there's been, again, concerted effort to improve the park system, improve our parks, improve our playgrounds. We have major updates just in the last 2 years, and you can see the list on your screen. New splash pads, new play features, new multi-sports courts, some of them developed with kids, talking to the kids about what they want. But look at the list. Cork Hill, Dose, Harbor, Harrington, Lafayette, Van Buren, Wayland. All huge improvements, all new equipment, all new stuff, because it's important to have parks in neighborhoods that kids can enjoy, people can enjoy, families can enjoy. Concerted effort. Applaud the Parks Department, applaud the City Council, applaud the staff for taking this as an important issue and continuing to improve these areas. Carrying on with that west, Fairmount Community Center in August opened up. A neighborhood that was asking a few years ago, now it's been many years ago, we added a library there, but they needed something else. A neighborhood that was asking for it, and we have a, Tammy's here, right? Tammy Trice, where are you at? I see you. Yep, you don't want to stand up. But one of our great leaders in our community that keeps us focused on what we need to do. So the Fairmount Community Center, again, opened in August, 60 reservations for stuff, place for kids to go to have a safe place and play and work and talk. I'm very excited that this happened. Took a long time, a lot of discussion, but we made it happen. So another event. Davenport Junior Theater. A lot of discussion been going on about Davenport Junior Theater. We have a place. And what's really cool is alumni from the Davenport Junior Theater are actually doing a lot of the work, cleaning it up, sprucing it up, whatever you want to call it. And this fall, the programming will start in our partners. I know the school district is somewhere. Where are you at? Raise your hands back there. Partnership with the school district for a facility to work so that Junior Theater, one of the oldest and best recognized programs, quite frankly, in the nation, but certainly in the Midwest here. Junior theater provides another avenue for kids to have a place to do. The city, and I'm proud of the city council, took it as a priority and said, we've got to find a place. Of course there was debate. Of course there was discussion, where, how, when. There will continue, so everybody knows, to be that discussion of enhancing it or making a permanent place. But I think everybody's committed to making junior theater a thing in Davenport to stay for a long time. And so we're starting that. So new housing investments, Center City focused. We just had a discussion last night a little bit about the DREAM program at the City Council. So it's award-winning. When we first started discussions ago on the City Council, what's affordable housing? What is, how do we do the Central City? How do we fix stuff up? We had a program way before that, Davenport Now, that some of you might remember. We had no housing being built in Davenport in around 2008. We came up Now, we transferred because Now kind of set the objective for that. But we needed work in our Central City. We needed work to rehab. How do we do that? There was a lot of discussion how to start this and how to start the DREAM program. We're now in our 6th iteration. Lots of investment, lots of competition, lots of applications on where this money goes and how do we do it right. Again, City Council is talking about it continuously, like last night, on what to do with this. But $6 million worth of investment in the last few years, 6 years, for intentional purposes to rehab and help neighborhoods, again, mostly in the Central City. Very proud of this. Good Neighbor Project, hugely proud of this in combination with the DREAM. You can see on your slide, Good Neighbor Project partners. I mean, people like the Figgy, Dick's Sports, St. Paul's, etc. And I apologize, I'm not saying them all. 150 partners have come to us and want to say, I want to be part of the Good Neighbor Project, to invest. The old adage, still have signs around the city a little bit of neighborhood watches or be careful about going here because the sign says something, right? Now we have Good Neighbor Projects in partnership. Is Sergeant Harris here today? Nope, but he's usually everywhere. Sergeant Harris and his crew, he's in the picture. The Good Neighbor, think about that, for people who live in neighborhoods, that live in houses, 150 partners coming together, working with the city, working with our law enforcement, our police, for the whole purpose of making your neighborhood better. That's historic. It's recognized by the National Parks and Recreation Association at their latest conference. They used the Good Neighbor Project in Davenport, Iowa, as the entity to use for the other cities at this national conference how to do business. Let's applaud anybody who's involved in the Good Neighbor Project. Okay, well-connected community. Again, when we talk with people, you hear it on the survey, or you talk to people, streets, public safety, etc. Well-protected community, one of our pillars. There's just not one element to this. We can't do everything by themselves. The police cannot do everything by themselves. You have to have partners. You have to have different approaches. We've taken a different approach. You've heard me talk about the group violence intervention, the coordinated assessment program, GVI, CAP. Those are approaches that work. Those are approaches that work with our police department. And now our Davenport Police Department is only one of 8 Iowa departments in the state of Iowa to get the new accreditation from the state. They had a national accreditation. Now they have a state accreditation. That is extremely rare. There's only 8 cities in Iowa, and we're the biggest one to have that type of accreditation. It isn't Mike Matson saying it. It is anybody, I don't think, in this room. It's outside agencies, official recognized agencies, accrediting them through a laundry list and pages of things to go through to accredit them in the professional service that they do. It is a double accreditation by state and national. We've recruited 7 new officers recently. We have a new canine dog named Pocket. And then I want to take a special thanks and congratulations, Chief Blado, our Chief of Police. I know you're in the back, recent FBI Academy graduate. Violent crimes down. One of the focuses when the city council, when I was with, and when I became mayor, and this was probably the discussion. 2019 was not a good year. multiple shootings, multiple shots fired, multiple things. Since then, through the work with the school system, the police department, outside agencies, neighborhoods, community members, etc., the development of the approach of the, and I'll talk more about that specifically, the group violence intervention approach, the coordinated assessment program approach in combination with law enforcement, talking to people, and it's a simple concept, talk to the person that's the concern. But violent crime is down. And in the last many years, you can see the statistics. I don't have to read them to you. 66 is pretty impressive. And again, last couple years, went to DC, went to the White House in separate administrations, but specifically the previous, and Davenport again, just like the Parks Good Neighbor Project, recognized as an example of how to do GVI, how to do gun crime reduction. We are learning, and it's because of the work of community, law enforcement, prevention, because it used to be the old adage, law enforcement solve everything, police go solve everything. You have to have prevention and community partnerships, intervention, then law enforcement working together and going to folks and talking about being safe, alive, and out of prison. Prevention first. And through that, the Group Violence Intervention Program, 180 notifications, which means straight to the person with law enforcement, community members, credible messengers, train specific people in notifications to talk to them about not doing this, not putting a gun in their hand. Very low recidivism rate. It works. Again, recognized nationally. And then add that to with the coordinated assessment program. I thank the partners at Scott County. I thank our partners in Bettendorf, working together to do this. Over 1,300 referrals from families about kids are maybe needing some assistance. We don't want, what the coordinated assessment program I say is, keep them out of the GVI approach. Working with their families. What do you need? What help can we do for you? Working with our schools and our juveniles, because what's in the schools is in our neighborhoods, what's in the neighborhoods in the schools. The coordinated assessment program at the new juvenile detention center, the coordinated assessment program, which is kind of managed and overseen by Family Resources, will be at the juvenile detention center. So when the kid goes there, we're just not putting them in his place, we're working with the family and the person to help them get through whatever thing they need to get through. Connection to housing, to food, additional investment. There's been the co-responder program, public safety, police with mental health professionals of Vera French, writing together, responding to calls together, almost 900 calls. Less than 5% of them lead to arrests. These are things that work. And again, you've heard me say it a couple times, I keep saying it. I encourage the future elected folks to continue to look at these approaches and invest in them because they work. This is another one. We know some of the issues that happen in our community, happen out on the streets, our mental health issues, our substance abuse issues. It isn't a law enforcement issue, but the law enforcement responds because that's who we call at 911, or the fire department does. Now we have mental health people there to help with that situation when that call happens with our police, and less than 5% arrests. That's a success that's probably leading, haven't discussed this with people in DC, but this is another program because it's new. Probably hasn't had the nationwide attention, but another program that we're leading. Thank you for police. Thank you for Vera French. Thank you to the city to putting this together. This is huge, and I ask for it to, I pray it continues. Downtown Partnership, another program that the Downtown Partnership initiated. People talk about what goes on, where's people at, what are they doing, where are they walking, initiated with, again, our Davenport Police Department, the Davenport Police Department, the example of how to do policing, foot patrols in our downtown, funded through the Downtown Partnership, walking around, talking to people, whether it's business people or people on the street, and what's going on, what do you, we just need to find money to increase it, to improve it, to expand it. So when we have things that go on, we can help. We can have visibility of law enforcement, but then we can have those mental health professionals. We can have everybody working together in the downtown. And thank you, Downtown Davenport Partnership, for funding it and seeing the need and assisting us with finding a great program. Let's give them applause. And then fire department, public safety, 99 firefighters since June. Insurance rating, and people don't talk about this too much, but the Davenport Fire Department is in the top 5% nationwide for the ISO rating, meaning insurance rates. So your response times, all those other things that go into that insurance rating to keep your insurance low. Thank you, Chief Carlson and the fire department, for top 5% in the nation keeping our insurance rates low because of what you do, and again, being accredited nationwide to do that. New engine in service at Station 2, the Central Fire Station, and of course, you see the Station 3 on Brady, the investment that, oh, by the way, was paid off right away. Thank you, Fire Department, for your investment and your ISO rating and your intentional, purposeful to be top 5% in the nation. That's a big deal. And I know you're not liking this, but too bad. Chief Carlson, please stand up. He's in the back with everybody hiding back there. Anybody that gives over 30 years to anything, much less in law enforcement, fire department, first responders, medics, any of that, in this case to our wonderful Davenport Fire Department, because when somebody calls 911, no disrespect to anybody in this room, but most of us aren't going, all right? But they are. Chief Bladle's people are. Chief Carlson's people are. So Chief Carlson, thank you for your service to Davenport. Thank you for leading a department that responds to emergencies and, quite frankly, saves a lot of lives. Your dedication and commitment to our city has been astronomical, and we appreciate it. We thank you, and we wish you the best. Another round. And of course, we're already looking for your replacement. So, okay. Fire Day. We have Citizens Academy, and Fire Day is one of the cool days that a lot of people, they love going and talking with our firefighters and visiting our fire department and experiencing that. But Davenport Youth Citizens Academy. So we're in our 9th cohort, so group of folks that have said, I want a little more interest in what goes on in the city of Davenport. So they visit all departments. They talk with all our department heads and all the leaders and experience through doing a little, in a small way, what goes on in the city of Davenport via the different departments that do the work, right? Again, it isn't us. We set policy and I get to talk, but what do the departments do? What are they actually doing in their entity? And so the Citizens U Academy, every year we have a cohort, a group of people, we've had 9 now, that get to experience it at all levels. And the last cohort just graduated in May. So again, encourage next group of folks to keep going, because this is a great way if you want to really see how the city works and how the departments do business and who the people are, so you can get to know them and talk with them. That's a great way. Yep. All right, vibrant region, Quad Cities, Davenport, 500-some thousand in the region, 100-some thousand Davenport, 175,000 in Scott County. What are we doing? What are we talking about? So, this deserves a moment, and I'm almost going to pause because I'm tearing. I can enough thank the partnership of the Figgy. Melissa, where are you at? Stand up. Melissa Moore, Executive Director of our Figgy. Effervescent Field, partnering with Leo Villarrillo, having the vision, the partnership with the city, as I'll talk about Main Street Landing in a bit, working to get funding so that they can be on the grant or the application with us to Destination Iowa to make this one of the premier things in the state. It is Effervescent Field, the #1 top, largest public lighted art display in the state. Arguably one of the biggest, I say the Midwest, but we have now determined the nation. lit up every single night, 360 degrees, with a program that you will not see the same lighted scenario at any one time ever again. Think about that. Every night. We'll adjust to different scenarios of weather. We'll be that beacon of attention to Davenport and the Quad Cities in combination with Main Street Landing. Just picture, some of you heard me say this, flying over the top, coming into the Quad Cities, and seeing this attention getter, this beacon, this magnificent public art display of FSS and Field. Melissa and your folks and Leo, thank you so much. So that leads to Main Street Landing. Creating a destination, using other people's money to leverage other people's money. Broke ground in April. A water feature, almost $28 million in grants. And other people's money, railroad money, ARPA money, funded entirely through community partnerships and grants. Estimate completion late next year. Arguably one of the significant, most important creative combinations with Main Street and the Figgy and the downtown as a destination for people to understand. I talked about before, I said, Phil Knight, all we got to do is get it here. Now we're throwing out attention getters to get them here. This is one. You see the video as the construction is happening as we speak. You can follow davenportiowa.com/Main Street Landing and continue to get updates on how this conversation is going. You have a QR code on your program, sorry, not pass sheet, program. You can pull on that program and continue to get updates. But the investment by the state, thank you so much for the state of Iowa, Debbie Durham from Iowa Development Authority and Governor Reynolds, seeing that this is a place to invest and the Figgy partnering to that. Again, an example of how to do business. Continuing that with outside agencies saying this is the place to be. U.S. News Report, Davenport, Iowa, number 43 in the nation. No other city in the state has this recognition as the best place to live. There are 4,000 some cities in the state. I don't know how many cities are in the nation, but we're number 43 according to U.S. News and World Report. Do we have work to do? Do we have to improve a lot of things? Heck yeah. I'm not saying this. U.S. News and World Report says it. Top 100 best places to live. Again, we got a lot of work to do, a lot of things to improve on, a lot of things to continue to do. But outside agencies, outside media agencies, or whatever you want to call them, are saying this is a place to go. Calling it, not my words, their words, a riverfront gem, Davenport. National media outlets calling us a riverfront gem. Very proud of the work everybody in this room is doing. Very proud of the work. We can debate money here, money there, wherever, but there's no debate that outside people at many levels in many places are saying, we recognize it, we see it, and it's important. Continuing that, what do we do this summer? Lots of parks, party in the parks. Where Alderwoman McGinnis, right there in front of me. Thank you. She kind of came with this idea many years ago. And then thank you to the city council and the staff and our parks department and everybody else. This is a cool thing. We take parks in neighborhoods and go have a party. City people come there, other entities come there, nonprofits come there, and we just get together and play some games and talk about history and get to meet each other, get to talk to each other, get to engage with each other in a friendly, playing park environment. You see the list: Cork Hill, Goose Creek, Fedgeway, Credit Island, 5:30. There's the dates. Show up, enjoy, talk with people maybe you've never met. What an opportunity, what a great thing. Party in the park, keep doing it. And then there's so much more. You can see the pictures. Active community for something for everyone. Want to go to a concert? Want to ride your bike? Run up a big hill? Quad City Symphony, the Pops, downtown, lit up. Think about lit up at where Motor Row is, the Sky Bridge, Main Street Landing, The Figgy, quite the transformation in the last few years. I encourage you to keep it, because these are things like many other things that matter. The crowds that go to these things, the people that show up at these events, at many other events in the Quad Cities, across the river and on our side. But we're doing our part. This matters. Keep it going. I've stole his word, Mr. Harrell, but I add my word. We are the creative and cultural capital of the Midwest. The Putnam, Quad City Symphony, the Figgy, with the effervescent field. All of the things that are going on, tell me somebody better. At least somebody that's working hard to be the best. We are. We can debate. There's always a debate. Is Jordan the best? Is LeBron the best? I don't know. We can debate that all day long. But damn, we're good. And we're getting better, and we're continuing to improve. And with all the partnerships that are in this room, working together to make it stand out, and the organizations and the visions of folks to do this, applaud yourselves. And then we don't do anything ourselves. And the key is we have a heck of a staff. We have 1,200, 1,300, what is it, 1,200 employees in the city of Davenport. All of them caring to do the best they can do for the city of Davenport. We have settled in agreements with 4 collective bargaining agreements just recently. We reached one really recently. Nationally accredited department, police department, state accredited, double accreditation. That means outside eyes are looking at these folks, these departments, these leaders, these processes, these ways of doing business, and running through an extreme laundry list of stuff to say, you're doing your job. The dedicated public servants that we have in our city are second to none. And the departments and people that work, that's the reason I'm standing here and talking to you about all those good things going on. Yes, we have to challenge them, and yes, we have to do better, and yes, we have things to work on, and yes, we have to improve, but damn, we're doing a good job. Thank you, city departments. So as my time is coming to an end here in a few months, I can't thank everybody enough. I can't thank the conversations I've had, uncomfortable or comfortable, but I need to thank you for that. I can't thank the people of Davenport, the staff, the community partners, the nonprofits, the businesses, the neighborhoods, the Good Neighbor Project people that I run into all the time, the entities that just call me and talk and tell me things in a rough way. I thank you for that. We don't do anything by ourselves. We as a city can't do anything by ourselves. We need federal people. We need state partners. We need county partners, other cities, other partnerships, whether it's visitor, chamber, or unions, or to keep us tracking on what we're supposed to do. I can't thank you enough. There are no words to say how important it is for everybody in this room, much less everybody out in wherever world you are, to work together, to come to the same vision of how do we improve whatever it is we want to improve. Because of the work that everybody did, especially in our city, those things I showed you on the screen happened because of them, not because of me. No disrespect to the city council. You set the goals, but it's the folks that do the work and work together in different entities to give the city council goals and ideas on what to do. It's because of you. So thank you for helping me, help you, help the city councils, past, current, future. Do what it is ever you're wanting to do to leave Davenport in a continual state of improvement, of setting the example in as many of those things you heard, nationwide, statewide, and how to do business, how to do their jobs. And a personal moment, Bill, I cry when I talk with you a lot. To me, an example of how the community and students and teachers and veterans organizations, other folks, nonprofits, operators come together to build a historic place that was recognized by the National Veterans Writers Association recently, where you can have a place that people can go, as I see periodically, to sit and reflect. Veterans Memorial Park. If you haven't been there and you haven't seen the lit up things that are there, the bugler that plays reveille every morning, the national anthem at noon every day, and taps in the evening every day. And the mural that you can see on your screen that was created by an art teacher at West High School, starting off in his garage, moving to the parking lot of West High School. The metal beams that hold this up, developed by West students in welding, putting together the art teacher, the murals, fastening it together so it comes together for all the services, setting it up and then having electric companies donate their time, a task force of veterans that started this years ago, where every alderman picked a veteran, if you didn't know this, to decide where to go. 25 sites in Davenport were looked at, and to get where we are now, to have a place to reflect for years and years to come. So personal point of pride. Thank you, Bill, for the friends continuing the watch. If you haven't been there, go there. Go there at night and reflect. Go there at night, listen to taps, or go to the Figgy and look at Effervescent Field, and then go listen to taps there, and then go down to Motor Row, and then wander somewhere else, and just sit and reflect and say, we are doing a good thing. Maybe we can improve here, but thank God we have partners. Thank God we have people that care about the community. Thank God we have people to work together. And I'm so proud and honored to be able to tell you all about this today. I thank you for everything you do. I ask that you continue to do what you do, because this is a great place, Davenport. This is a great place, Quad Cities. And I'm so proud to be part of everything. And thank you so much.